Mariza, and I am here with the Anne-Marie team, and really excited because I fell in love with their skincare so long ago, and I love that it's all things natural. And what we're going to be talking a little bit about one of my other favorite natural things today, which is matcha green tea. And so I am just a little bit about myself. I am a functional practitioner, and I love all things plants. So I'm big on plant-based nutrition, plant-based medicine, plant-based organic skincare, all of those wonderful things to help heal the body. And I had a remarkable opportunity to write a book, my 5th book actually, on matcha green tea. And that's what we're going to be talking a little bit about today, is actually the benefits of matcha, why people should begin to integrate matcha into their diet, into their lifestyle, all the different ways you can use it. And I'm going to have an opportunity to do a couple of demos as well. And one of the things I love to focus on, or what I've learned in practice with my patients, is I love to keep things super simple. So what we're going to cover today is the simplicity of how to utilize this incredible superfood into your diet and into everyday lifestyle. So about matcha. So matcha is actually green tea, but it's a very, very specialized type of green tea. It's actually been around for over 900 years. And I will tell you that I didn't learn about it until about 2 years ago. Little did I know that it's been around for 900 years. And the reason why it came around was that Buddhist monks were looking for ways to meditate for long periods of time without falling asleep. Has anyone ever meditated? You find yourself, I don't know, I find myself falling asleep pretty quickly after meditation. It's really just a nap. And so what they were looking for was using green tea, or a type of green tea, to keep them up for long hours while they meditated. And so that's one of the wonderful benefits about it. When I think about matcha, I think about this statement that we make a lot, which is alert, calm. And it's like alert, calm. And it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's actually exactly what gets delivered because of the sustainable energy that you get from drinking matcha green tea. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about what it is, and then I'm gonna talk about the benefits, and we're gonna move into this wonderful demo on how you can start to use it. So matcha, as I mentioned before, was developed 900 years ago, and what makes it super exceptional and unique is it's actually 10 times the amount of antioxidants of regular green tea. And I am an antioxidant researcher. It's kind of one of the things that I started researching way back in the day. I actually have a book on antioxidants and the ORAC scale. And what I learned is that matcha is actually one of the top 3 superfoods out there right now because it has such a high ORAC scale. And the reason for that is because in Japan, where they're making matcha, they do it in a very, very specific way. So right before they're gonna harvest the leaves, they actually cover those leaves with bamboo mats. And when they do that, the chlorophyll levels and the antioxidant levels increase like tenfold, give or take. After they're about to do harvest, they take care of the leaves, they carefully pick them off, and then they gently steam them, and then the highest grade matcha is used with a stone mill. So the biggest difference between matcha tea and regular green tea is that you're getting the entirety of the leaf. They just ground it into a fine powder, which really makes it great for utilizing it in recipes. You really can't take black tea or green tea, not that I haven't seen those things in recipes, but it's not as easy to integrate those into, like, we have a poached hash with matcha. We've got like French toast with matcha. We do all kinds of fun recipes, and I'll be honest, I didn't actually write the recipes. I did the research. I have a wonderful chef who writes the recipes for us, and so she's just incredible. She was an executive chef for Google, and she just created some really incredible ways to integrate matcha into everyday recipes. And so this fine powder, it's hard to show it in the video. I don't know if I can, but it's like a bright emerald green. And when I mix it up today, when I make a matcha green tea, you'll get to tell. But just think of like emeralds. That's the kind of the color that we're looking at. It's really pretty. And you always want to make sure that it's in a tight container like this because it oxidizes very quickly in air. So you want to make sure that it's super safe in a tight container. I usually keep mine in the fridge to keep it, very, very high in that antioxidant level. Once it's in the powder, the benefits of it are are multiple fold. And as I mentioned before, they are 10 times that of regular green tea, but they have a ton of other benefits, like in terms of antioxidants, polyphenols, minerals, vitamins, amino acids, like all of the things that you think when it comes to a superfood, this has it. And that was what's really attractive to me. For me, I'm always looking for simple, easy ways to gain energy, to take care of my body, and to feel amazing. Like I know what it feels like. It's so funny. I always talk to people about this, like what it feels like to feel good consistently throughout the day. Like not have a 3 p.m. crash or not wake up feeling tired. Just know that you're like a rock star all day long. It's kind of what I'm looking for. It's always the grade that I'm looking for during my day. And women come to me oftentimes because they're experiencing a lot of that low grade energy, or maybe they're not able to sleep at night, or that mental chatter, whatever it may be that's causing concern. And so I'm looking for, I wouldn't call them necessarily hacks, but more simple daily habits. And so the simplest and easiest way to really use matcha is by integrating it into either a green smoothie or just making the tea as it is. It only takes a couple of minutes. But the benefits are incredible. So not only does it help to boost immune system, but it helps with cardiovascular support. It helps to prevent things like diabetes, cancer, name it, any type of anti or inflammatory condition that you can think of, this wonderful superfood is dealing with. And that's because it has these high level antioxidants. Now there's a very specific type of secret sauce antioxidant that matcha tea has, and it's called epigallocatechins. And it's catechins for short, or ECEG for short as well, depending on what you want to say. And these catechins, they work on a myriad of levels in the body. As I mentioned, they focus on all of the things that I talked about, but they also are great at helping to produce and boost concentration, memory, helping to fend off, any type of inflammation in the body. And it's also great for helping with weight loss as well. So matcha tends to be thermogenic, which was a really nice little boost. I wasn't necessarily looking for that part of it, but it's nice that it's also bringing that great benefit as well. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show everybody how simple and how easy it is to make it, so that you can really reap the benefits of it every single day. Now, when it comes to matcha in Japan, this is the only type of tea that they use for the Japanese tea ceremonies, because it's the highest grade type of tea, and it's the most coveted type of tea in Japan. And that tea ceremony is actually called a seido. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna integrate some of those parts of the seido today in the demonstration, but I also wanna demonstrate how simplistic it is to actually do this and not necessarily concern yourself with all of the fine details. Now, I'm not gonna say that some people don't do this type of technique or make matcha as a way to relax, because it absolutely can be used in that way as well. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with you can even start with a regular coffee cup, but they actually have very specific type of bowls. A bowl that looks similar to this. And so this is just an empty wide bowl, and there are two different types of matcha that you can actually make. You can make a thin matcha, or you can make a thick matcha. And the design is, the thick matcha is actually what they use in the tea ceremony. And the design of that is to give it actually a more kind of a more rich feel. It's like really nice on the palate. It's very thick. It's very frothy. It actually is really enjoyable, different than other teas that you're used to making. They call it, it's like a vegetable mouthfeel in a way. Like it actually coats the tongue because it gets frothy. And if you really want to do it up, you can make matcha lattes. So one of the things that we love to do in our home, we actually made them this morning, is we make matcha almond lattes, almond milk lattes. So we have a cappuccino maker, which really just serves as a almond milk foamer now. And so I make up the tea, my husband makes up the almond milk, and we combine forces, and it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to do that. So the first part is actually you're going to take, it's usually anywhere between half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, depending on the thickness of what you want to make. I personally like using a teaspoon. I kind of want all of the extra benefit. I definitely feel it across the entire day. And so if you're looking for something to sub out for coffee, the great thing about matcha too is it's a different type of caffeine. And so sometimes coffee and other caffeinated drinks actually affect the adrenals. And I work with a lot of women with adrenal burnout and adrenal fatigue. I've definitely been there myself. And so I'm always looking for ways to create that sustainable energy while not having those jitters or just overworking my adrenals. And because this type of caffeine actually binds to the catechins that I was talking about earlier, it's slowly released over time, and so it doesn't have the detrimental effect that it normally would have on adrenals or other parts of the body. It actually tends to support the adrenals in this way and support other functions and hormones as well. So that's a super win for me because that's what I'm always looking for. So then I literally just put a teaspoon inside of the bowl, and then I've got some pretty hot water here. You don't want to do boiling water, because when it comes to antioxidants, boiling water destroys them. So you think of live enzymes, you think of polyphenols, antioxidants. At a certain level of temperature, sometimes they're more effective, but other times if you go too high, you actually destroy all of the benefit. Like when you think of antioxidants, you think of blueberries, you think of pomegranate juice, you think of raw fruits and vegetables, you think green smoothies, right? So you wanna be conscientious. So this is pretty hot water, but clearly it's not boiling, I couldn't touch it. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pour the water into the bowl, and I'm using about 2.5 ounces. And then the way to do it, like the real way to mix matcha, is going to be whisking it in a W format. You don't have to do it in a W, but I'm just letting you know if that's the right way to do it. And so you just kind of do it that way. And most people I know, it's so funny, I've been to like conventions, like wellness conventions, and people are mixing their matcha tea at the hotel rooms, and it's super easy to take with you on the go. And I have lots of good friends who drink matcha along with me, but it's super easy to make and easy to take on the go. Probably just as easy as making tea anywhere you're at. And then once basically what you're looking for is that foam, so I'm just gonna keep whisking a little bit longer. Usually you're whisking for about 30 seconds, give or take. And I'm really just looking for that kind of foam. I can smell it smells so good. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a foam on it. So I'm gonna show it right here. And you can tell it's like a bright emerald green color. And so when you drink it, it's designed to have like a really thick, yummy feel to it. And I think you'll absolutely enjoy it. So that is the easiest and the quickest way to get matcha into your system. And this is a normal cup. It's like I said, it's about 2 to 3 ounces depending on what kind of tea you wanna make and what kind of cup you have. But you can absolutely, you can double it up. You can kind of get creative. There's no really right or wrong way to do it, but I wanted to show you kind of how I was taught to do it. Now, an even faster way to do it than that, and this is one of my favorites, is by making a green smoothie. So I've been a green smoothie drinker for I think 8 to 9 years, well before it was super cool. Well before it was all over Pinterest and Instagram. I see Instagram photos all the time of green smoothies or different types of smoothies. And the first thing we thought of when we knew we could utilize matcha tea in all these different recipes, is I was like, I'm just gonna throw it into my green smoothie every morning. That's super easy to do, and that's what we've done. So the smoothie that I'm gonna be making for you today is a peach strawberry matcha green smoothie, and I love it. This is such an easy one. It's more of a, thank goodness for grocery stores and frozen sections. So I got all of my fruit from the farmer's market, but you can buy any of the fruit, all of the greens at your local grocery store, peaches, strawberries, all of that. And so, in the summertime, you can get them at your market and then just freeze them and make your smoothies. And so how it works, now when it comes to green smoothies, before I start the demo, I'm just gonna put this down, is the reason why I wanted to integrate them into green smoothies is I've been drinking a quart of green smoothie every single day for quite some time, as I mentioned. And the purpose of that is I wanted to find a way in a very short amount of time to get as much antioxidants, fiber, even calories, and you name it. I was trying to get the bulk of my nutrition in the morning when I started my day. I thought that was one of the best things to do. Besides my lemon water and my other routines that I have in the morning, this is our #1 go-to. This is one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning after my water. And so it was an easy thing to just add our matcha to it. The purpose behind green smoothies is, again, you are getting all of that good nutrition, you're getting all of the live enzymes, and you're getting fiber as well. So a quart of green smoothie on average is going to give you anywhere between 10 to 12 servings of fruits and vegetables. And the average adult only actually consumes 1.6 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. And the average child is a half, and that's considered fried potatoes, we all know what that is, French fries, and ketchup. So this is a really great way for kids to get into getting good fruits and vegetables into their diet. And so I love doing demos of this because as much as I do see it on Pinterest and as often as I do see it all over Facebook and social media, a lot of people are still not drinking them, and I'm just blown away because it's literally one of the most important habits of my day, but it's also one of the fastest habits of my day as well. So what you're gonna see is you're gonna see me make a green smoothie in less than 5 minutes time. And normally in my house, I've been timed to put everything out, put it in the blender, blend it, and clean the blender, fill up the mason jars in less than 6 minutes time. Now that is fast food. I don't know a faster food than that. As long as we got the ingredients in the house, I can make magic happen. And I do it pretty quickly. I was running out the door today, and sure enough, we got those smoothies made in no time flat and out the door. So I took it on the road today. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I use a Vitamix blender, but honestly, any blender will do. My two favorite blenders are Vitamix and Blendtex because they will literally obliterate anything you put into them. In the Vitamix, I'm going to first add the greens, and we're gonna keep it super simple. We're gonna keep it super easy, and I'm just gonna be using spinach today. And spinach actually has no real flavor to it. It's just beautifully green, kind of like matcha. And the great thing about spinach, this is one of the interesting things I learned when I was studying matcha, is that matcha actually has 60 times more antioxidants than spinach. Isn't that crazy? It's really interesting. So we're gonna be combining forces today. So the first thing I love to do is I'm gonna turn this around. I love to blend the greens first, because I really love a very slushy, a very smooth green smoothie. As much as I do love salads, I don't want salad like in my mouth. Like I don't want to taste a bunch of leaves. And so we're gonna be doing, this is about 2 to 2.5 cups of raw spinach. It's all organic, so everything I'm using is organic, including the matcha. So here we go. It's a little bit loud, so don't mind me. Now I call this an introductory smoothie because it has a really great fruit, like a fruit forward flavor. Very easy for people to do. I have literally demoed green smoothies, I think to, I don't know, 10,000 people now. And people always make that face like they're not gonna like it. And I'm telling them, I always say, I dare you to not like this. And so what we're gonna be doing next is we're gonna be adding a banana, and banana is for creaminess. It's also for sweetness as well, but I like creamy smoothies, and so I'm just gonna take a whole organic banana and put it in. This is where all the fruit's gonna come in as well. So this is a whole, I wanna say it's about 2 cups, give or take, of strawberries and peaches. So let's see if I can add them in here. There we go. And they're already pre-frozen, so you don't need to add ice. It's up to you if you wanna add more ice. Totally your preference. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a teaspoon of matcha. So the same amount of matcha I used in the tea today, we're gonna also use in the smoothie. I'm not sure if anyone's timing me, but I know I'm under 5. Okay. Here we go. And then you're just gonna blend this together. And by the way, you can add almond milk, you can add, flaxseed oil. I mean, you could add whatever you like to your green smoothie, except for ice cream. Not allowed to do that. But you could add anything else you like to your green smoothie and kind of get really creative. I like to keep them pretty simple because, again, time is of the essence, and I wanna make sure I get this done and out the door. And I also love, maybe I'm not even Italian, but I love Italians and their simplicity of ingredients, and I just like to keep ingredients pretty simple. So here we go. Perfect. And that is how you make a matcha green smoothie. What I wanna do is I wanna bring up the Anne-Marie team really quickly because I want you all to try this. I think you're gonna fall in love and you're gonna start finding yourself making these yourself in your own home. Ladies, come on up. Let's get you some smoothies. So I hope that with the demonstrations that I was able to show you with the green smoothie and the matcha green tea and all of the incredible benefits that you're gonna get out of drinking matcha on a day-to-day basis, that this becomes a daily habit for you and your family in your home.